homes are here, and the new school is it around here? I forget. It's along
I think it's right over here. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is where it's meant to be started, and I think, at the moment they're down in the Greystones Rugby County Council, Portakabins and all that type of stuff. The funny thing is, they said they were going to put an extra class in this year, and it was promised from September, October, November. It didn't get done up until last week. And the funny thing is, all our politicians around here actually thought that it was already being done.
Yeah.
They said, they were going to approach, Wicklow County Council to try and get the permission done. It was embarrassment, they hadn't even sent it. So this is meant to be the site where it's a future place, but the truth about it is, if you look back over here, they're building even more homes back over here. The Glen Heron homes there are 5,000 homes. It's not going to be this school is going to be full straight away.
It's like they're building extra runways and more runways on the airport and not putting any more car park spaces
exactly.
in. And you sort of feel there's going to be even more, but we're already overcrowded in regard to the amount of children that are in this town and are due to arrive, we'll say. It far exceeds the amount of school spaces.
Right.
So it's a nonsense.
And I think, and what I'm trying to say as well is, look, there's a massive problem with the junior infants, right? In 6 years or 8 years' time, guess what? There's going to be another big problem when they all have to go to secondary school.
Right.
So if it's taken years to get this built, why aren't we even working now on getting the secondary schools built?
Sure.
Because that's going to be a problem.
We're going to need a bigger boat for later on.
We are.
Again.
And the fact about it is our politicians, Simon Harris, Stephen Donnelly, they're not doing anything about it anymore.
But I know, to be fair now, I know Jennifer Whitmore, for example, is part of the Greystones
Community
National School. Now, she has had the experience every year of the Department of Education saying, you're fine to go, we have your permission, we're going to give you a new Portakabin. And every year they have failed to deliver what they said they would. So they have this policy now that until the Department of Education genuinely give them that Portakabin, they're not going to say they have it, because it's been a nightmare for them every year. They've had to basically use office space and teach children on the rooftops and in trees just to,
and it's just not good enough. And I suppose what it is what we're showing is, and we're starting our kids off with, is the saying that is, if you're baptized, great, you get to go to one of these schools down here.
Right.
The fact about it is, though, is if you're not, you're going to be discriminated against from at the age of 4, the age of 5, and you're going to have to go to a Portakabin. You're going to have to go in one of these places while we hopefully build this at some point.
It is crazy that we live in a time where I think most of the country is growing up with the notion that nobody should really have a say in something like education. Nobody from a church should be telling us that you have to wear a certain football jersey, or you have to have a certain tattoo or a handshake to get involved, to get into a school. And you would hope it is basically a thing of the past, but it's still in there. It's still in the system.
I'll tell you, this is funny, is we even tried. We were so desperate, we said, right, well, look,
you become a Scientologist, did you?
They wouldn't even let us in.
Right, okay.
We couldn't even. We couldn't get through the
We
couldn't get through the Dianetics. we got to OT.
It's a premium rate line.
Yeah, we didn't have the $500,000 to go in. But I mean, we even contacted the local parish priest and said to him, look, we're in a bad situation. We realised we made a mistake potentially, because obviously we're not allowed to go into these schools because of there's discrimination.
Yeah.
He said to us that it was going to take a year to baptise our child, because he wants to see us going and attending classes and all this type of stuff, right? So then I called the school and I said to the school, well, if we have a baptism cert, can we be taken? They said, no. The place you go in with, the category you're in, which we were level 4 for our 5-year-old,
right?
That's it. Doesn't matter what you do, what you change.
You're in the heathen level.
I'm in the heathen.
I think maybe we should try and have an exorcism of the school. We'll organise and all the schools we'll just have a mass exorcism. We'll try to get all these.
And I mean, I think the thing is, look, why are my tax euros being paid? Like, I just got paid today.
Right.
Like, half my paycheck goes into the.
I haven't been paid. I just remember that.
It's not really, because half of it goes, and then my kids, when I need the government to step in and to do something for my kids so they can get an education, which they've got a right to here, they don't have it.
I mean, I don't know your son David, he's 5, and this is, it's a big time in life, so to get into the education system, it's a wonderful, part of any child's life, just to get into the great big wide world of knowledge. do you have a certain kind of, plan that you think, well, this is what they should do? Or I don't. It's hard because I know the politicians would love to.
Here's to me where it starts is right. The biggest question is, and it's not a Greystones problem. It's the country of Ireland issue. Is the discrimination just has to stop. It's got to be equal access in. If you're at the right age and you're in the right vicinity, you should have equal access to that school. Sure. That's just that simple. And for me, that's where it starts and where it's finished. That's number one. Number two is we need to be planning ahead. As I said, in 6 or 8 years' time, we're going to need. We've 2 secondary schools in Greystones. Yeah. We're not going to have enough places, and we need to start making that plan to happen today.
Well, I know that you've got a Facebook page we link people to, and it's just to get the discussion going because. As I said, I think every politician knows it would be a glorious vote winner if they could turn around and say, I've managed to get a new school for the town.
Let me just be honest and tell you this, right? Tonight there is a board of directors, board of management meeting down in St. Patrick's, and one of the topics of it is to discuss whether they're going to add an extra junior infants class place. That would take 27 kids off who are missing places around. Right. I've emailed, called and asked every politician around would they go to the board meeting to make it, and every answer I got was we would support it if they added another class. They're not doing what they need to do. Right. And that's the problem is, and I know it sounds harsh, but I put together a place the other night, a little Facebook page. Within 24 hours I'd had nearly 150 people liking it. I've had messages over the last few days about it. And the phone's just kind of been buzzing the whole time about it. I think people are just genuinely fed up with the way things are going right now, and it's not good enough.
It's not like we'd like a swimming pool in the town. This is really crucial. This is your actual.
I know.
Life is affected deeply by where your child can go to school.
Exactly.
And their daily life will be very different if they've got to drive like 10 miles rather than walk down the road.
So and ultimately they get to a place where they say, well, if we can't get you a place in your vicinity, you get referred to a social worker down in Bray who will find a place for you. So our issue is we've got 2 kids, one's in Montessori and the other one is just going into school. So are we going to how do we divide our time to bring a child that's going to go to Newtown Mount Kennedy or to somewhere else to get the other one in for 9? It's just not right.
Well, hopefully, as I said, we can start a discussion, and I do think that many of the politicians would love to see new classes popping up, because it's not actually costing them a penny from out of their own pocket. It's all about getting the pressure on the right people. And the Department of Education has proven to be not entirely brilliant at recognising a problem and solving it.
And here we are. Look, we're at the end of February right now. The planning permission just went in for the extra room there. There's a mandatory 8 weeks that it takes for them to people to object, and then it sits for a month. So that means for me, I'm not going to know till May. It's just I can't see that as. I don't know why, as people in Greystones, we're allowing this to happen, and we're not demanding that we have better schooling, better resources for our people, and that's to me where it's got to start. Look, you talk about swimming pool. There's a lovely gym right across the road there.
Oh yeah.
There's another one right down the end, out of the shoreline. Someone's talking about putting in a
for the adults.
I hear there's a CrossFit going in Charlesland or something like that. But we don't have the schools for the youngest ones. So look, I'm just at the end of the day, just a dad who just wants to get his kids educated right.
How's David's French? Because I know the schools aren't so bad in France. You fly.
Well,
you could drop him off
my wife's Italian, so his Italian's pretty good.
There you go. There's probably loads of spaces over there.
I don't know what he's saying, but it's all good.
But then he can do his homework on the flight.